Looks like it's another one of them wild hare days. But I got a wild hare to cut some trees down, so I widened up this driveway area here. And Ranger's going to bring some more shell in next week, as long as it's dry enough. And I don't know if y'all have noticed, but the woods out here are thick. And I just decided to go ahead and thin the woods up some. Got a lot of small trees out here. And I just made a decision to take out all the small trees, basically. At least in between the garden and the house. Where the house will be, anyway. You can see I cut quite a few trees. Mostly hickory, small hickory trees. There was a couple of small oak trees, but a couple of wild cherries. But you can see I cut quite a few small trees out here today. Ran out of stuff to do in the garden, so I thought I'd thin these woods up some. Eventually we're going to thin them way up where we can grow grass in here and have some pasture, a little bit of pasture for the goats, and who knows, maybe even a cow someday. You can see I cut quite a few trees down. Now I got to get in here and cut them up. A friend of mine's got a new wood chipper that he hadn't put together yet, but said we could bring it over here and do some chipping. So I've got a lot to chip here. And just to give you a look how it looks back here from the garden, it really opened it up. It'll be real open when I get all that cleaned out. And our tarantula buddy's still here. My wife promised that she wouldn't kill the tarantula. But anyway, also cut a big tree down over here to make a spot for the garden shed. I guess that's going to be the next project that we do. It's going to be build like a 8x12 garden shed. We're going to put it right here in the edge of the woods, right here where I cut this tree down. And you can see how thick the woods are. That's how thick they are everywhere. So I'm just going to eventually go through and cut all the small trees out and get it opened up, and where we can start growing a little grass out here, and who knows, maybe eventually get a cow, steer maybe, I don't know. I think that'd be cool. Grow your own beef. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Just wanted to give you an update on our log plant beds, how they're doing. We got some dragon tongue beans, I think is what these are called. They're just now starting to pop up. And I went ahead and just planted some green beans right in here on the other half of this bed. But I believe these right here are Chinese noodle beans. And we got 100% germination rate on these things. Look at that. That's beautiful, isn't it? And we've got some other beans right back here. They're just now starting to come up. This bed we planted purple hull peas. These are seeds I got from my grandmother, and it looks like we got a real good germination rate out of those too. This whole bed here is purple hull peas. And I had a pepper left over. I just put it in that corner there. And in this bed we put golden bantam corn and another type of corn. And some runner beans in here. I thought that would be a good companion plant to these runner beans run up the corn stalks. And it looks like we got a real good germination rate here as well. Beverly's out here today. She's got a bunch of flowers, and she is planting marigolds everywhere. And the cucumbers are finally starting to take hold and do something. But they've got something wrong with these stems, and I don't know what's going on with those stems, but it really seems to be hurting them. And we got some kind of squash. Not sure, I can't remember. Sweet potatoes look like they're growing. Strawberries, we're still picking a few strawberries, so some of the tomato plants are doing well. And we just put diatomaceous earth just about on everything. We're having bad insect problems out here. These tomatoes are looking good, getting some blooms on them. And I spent a couple days out here in the last few days clearing this out. I cut a lot of small trees out. And I got a brush blade for the Echo weed eater that I bought. And man, that brush blade really does a good job. You know, I can cut down 1 or 2 inch shrubs without any trouble. But you can see we really got this opened up on this front part here. There's some more corn there. It's coming up good. But our spring garden just never did much. We've got some carrots. They're still a little too thick, looks like to me, but they just hadn't done much either. Watermelons are starting to take hold. A little bit of lettuce, we'll probably pick some of that today. And we'll go up around this other side here. Up around this ditch we cut in. And planted a bunch of buckwheat through here, and you can see it really came up good. Probably wouldn't hurt to water that today. But that buckwheat ought to be pretty when it comes on up and flowers. But Ranger brought a few more loads of shell. And we'll go over this, like I said before, with some gravel. But it's really getting packed down good. And he brought 6 loads of shell in the other day. And getting it laid out and packed in. So our driveway's trying to take shape here. You can see he's got another load. This is red shell, so it's not quite as hard as the black shell, but it makes a real good road base. Of course, the driveway will come right on down through here and Y off and go left to the shop. You can see these trees. We still hadn't done anything with some of them that he cleared out for the house spot and the shop spot. And this is the pile here that I got from just the woods, from thinning out these woods. And I wish I had a wood chipper. really what I need. I could chip all this up into some wood chips if I had a chipper. And not sure if I'll burn this or wait to see. A friend of mine got a wood chipper, but I don't think he's got it put together. And as you can see here, how I really cleaned out this underbrush, a lot of small trees. And we'll go ahead and take some more of these trees out so we can get some grass growing in here, and eventually get some goats. And it's just a slow process. We're taking our time and just coming together a little bit at a time. I certainly appreciate you guys watching. Got a few of the muscadine vines just kind of wrapped up around this oak tree that's leaning. I thought we'd just leave this. I think it looks kind of cool. So we will have a path down to the house. We just might make this a path for our garden, to come to the garden. The muscadines are getting bigger. I hadn't seen the tarantula in 3 or 4 days, so I guess he moved on. But we've got a ton of lizards in this garden, which is, I guess, a good thing.